Ready, Iga? A tough result today. Just give us some of your reflections on the match, please.
Yeah, for sure it wasn't a good day in the office. Many things, I could manage a bit better, but it was super tough today for me to keep the level that I wanted to. And obviously at this stage, any opponent like in the fourth round already played a couple matches will use the opportunity. So also congrats to Marta.
Hi. Nobody likes to lose, especially when you're a champion, you won a tournament 4 times and so on. But everyone reacts differently. I would like to know if now you accept the defeats in a different way from where you were accepting them maybe years ago, or something has changed. I mean, you care more, you care less, same?
No, I feel like I care even more maybe because but no, I always cared, sometimes you have losses that it's hard to let go because you just know it wasn't your day, or that your opponent was better. I guess it depends on the reason why you lose, but today I feel like it wasn't nice after the match, obviously, because I know that I can perform better, but today I couldn't. I did everything to handle it, but it was tough, and nothing I can do now except to learn from it and try, to work and try to do better next time.
Hi, Iga. Tough one today. I feel like tennis players will often talk about how it's easier to stomach a loss as long as you're losing in maybe a different way than you did previously. Since you've clearly been feeling much more comfortable and kind of better in your tennis and the decision-making process, all of that, I wonder if today felt like a familiar loss to you, or if it felt like something maybe where you're saying, okay, I can identify still the places where I'm making progress even though I lost today.
Yeah, well, for sure, I lost control of the match, and there was no way for me to come back because I felt worse and worse, So this is not positive, and this is different than losing to Elina in Rome or to Andreeva, I guess, in Stuttgart. So yeah, it's not great. I know that I lost because I was tense and my body couldn't really do with my body the proper things, and but it's not the first time as well. So yeah, just need to work on it. And honestly, for me, maybe the toughest loss is when you had the match in your hands, but I don't know, you made stupid decisions and you let it go and your opponent suddenly comes back, or it's also bad when your tennis is just terrible and you know that you're worse than the players that you play with. But I feel like for sure I lost today because Marta used the opportunity and I was super tense, and I feel like I can work on that at least, and there's a reason and there's maybe a solution, and maybe it's not going to take 1 week or 1 month, maybe it's going to take even a season or something, but I need to believe that I can work through this and be more and not be thrown off so quickly.
Iga, you're heading back to grass next, and last year you had your best grass season of your career by far, starting in Bad Homburg, and I'm just wondering, as you look ahead to this surface now, do you feel like you still have lessons or things that you unlocked last year that you're going to be ready to use again once you step back on that surface?
I don't know. I haven't thought about grass at all. Hard to say. It was a great year last year, but also my previous results were not were not good, I mean, they were good, but depending, how you look at it. So I'm gonna probably take it easy and, try to be patient and be humble. Like, I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm not a wizard.
I got a tough one today. You've achieved so much in your career. You've won so many matches on that court. Can you just share why you feel you got so tense today? What's behind it? Have you an idea of why, like your forehand, for example, why it took you completely out of that game today?
Well, this is, I mean, we're not on therapy session, so I'm gonna keep it simple, but obviously there could be many reasons, but I'd rather like work on it on my own. It is harder a bit to handle stress for me in like last year, especially I feel like the peak was in US this year, so I feel like today I felt off, and I did mistakes that I didn't want to do, and I wanted to play safe, but the ball flew everywhere, and suddenly these feelings like came back, and I tried to like work on it with my dialogue inside, like, but it was tough today. Yeah, so it all kind of went drastically down, and I played worse and worse.
Here you go, bad luck today. I was just curious if your serve was part of that kind of tension, because I think from 4-3, you didn't hold serve for the rest of the match. So yeah, just curious how you felt with that shot, and also obviously given the technique change, do you have to, I guess, kind of accept that, things might be complicated with that shot until, you reach a point where you're comfortable?
I still don't put the elbow how I exactly want to, so for sure, like technically, when we have more time to practice, I want to like repeat 100 times, like to get it better. But for sure, I think the serve is the most complicated shot. So if something will fall apart a bit under pressure, I feel like it's serve and then movement and then just mishitting everything. So yeah, I guess that happened today. And yeah.
Okay, we'll finish with Courtney and then Charlie. Courtney, just raise your hand.
Hey, Iga, tough one. I'm curious, obviously the first week playing under roasting temperatures and the ball's going to do different things, string tension, all these sorts of things. And then for today, and you wouldn't have been able to necessarily practice under cooler conditions before today. So were you surprised by what the ball was doing early on, maybe even in warm-ups or things like that? Was there anything like that that added a variability to the performance?
Well, I strung the rackets lower, but I still felt like the ball was flying quite long. It's hard to say, honestly. I probably feel like maybe my hand was slower, not because of the temperature, but because of how I felt today. And that's why I didn't really put them more in. But maybe I went too low with the tension. Now it's going to be hard to check. It's impossible to know. But honestly, if you feel good, if you play good, you can probably win with any racket. And so it's hard for me to say, but for sure, that's not why I lost or something.
There you go. This week ahead now it's obviously been very rare you've had this week not here. Will you see it as like a bonus week of rest or a bonus week of getting on the grass early?
There's no bonus from being out of the tournament.
But I mean, will the focus on this week that maybe you didn't think you'd have, will that be more, do you think, about rest and recuperation or trying to get ahead and get more grass practice in?
No, for sure rest and then practice, but I'm not planning now. I don't think even the team is planning yet, so we'll see. Also, I have some like obligations that I always do after the Roland-Garros, and then probably I'll go somewhere rather other than Poland to practice on grass, because it's hard to practice on grass in Poland.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.